For over 4 years, Surron has never shown me any love, and Talaria has never even responded to me. But E-Ride Pro has been different. They actually came to me looking for advice in their design process, so it should come as no surprise that they ended up with the fastest bike in its class. Although I had some input in its design, this is my first time seeing the E-Ride Pro SS in person. There are actually 3 bikes in the new E-Ride Pro lineup. There's the Pro S, the Pro SS, and the Pro SR. All 3 bikes are 72 volts out of the box, and they're all faster than the Surron. Today's video is about the E-Ride Pro SS, which is currently their fastest available bike until the SR is released. It's $300 more than a Surron. Let's see what you get. This is pretty trippy. Looks just like a Surron, but just different enough not to get sued. You can see there's these holes designed into the frame. Swing arm's got a pretty big opening. The sprocket's 58 teeth. Usually they come with 48 teeth, so that's a bigger sprocket. So the fact that it goes faster and it has a larger sprocket says a lot. Everything just, looks like a Surron or Talaria, but it's just a little different. Same with the seats, got the E-Ride Pro logo on there. The key ignition is identical, slightly different charge port. This connector's the same as the Surron, this is different. Motor's got some branding on it. Same with the controller. The headlight's pretty sweet. This is definitely cooler than the Surron or Talaria headlights out of the box. I like the bar light. Front forks aren't really branded. If no company's proud enough to put their brand on it, it's probably not a good thing. Oh, RST. Okay, so same category as a lot of Surron stock forks. Rear shock is KKE, so that's also common on Surrons. They've got their logo on the brakes. I like that they're black. I don't like the green on Surron brakes. 19-inch wheels, just like on the Surron or Talaria. Now that is identical to the Surron key. That's interesting. Same exact key and ignition that you'd see on any of the new Surrons. Without even assembling it, it's pretty clear where the inspiration for this bike came from. But the similarities to the Surron should end at performance. This bike is quite a bit more powerful out of the box. It looks like they painted the linkage and then cut it, leaving this face under here and this face all raw metal. It looks unfinished. I feel like they should have cut it and then painted it. A little bit of rubbing on the horn here and that back. Yeah, there we go. Three-inch riser bars out of the box. That is awesome. And a pretty neat display. Black pegs, let's go. None of that silver peg nonsense, come on. While I was putting the peg on, I realized it has the same exact swing arm nut that the Surron does. Here's a Surron for reference. It's pretty similar, if not identical. It's the first time I've seen it on anything other than a Surron, so that's interesting. Wow. This is beefy. I like the way they integrated this connector compared to the Surron. I think it's going to be easier to plug in. The Surron gives you the exact percentage, whereas the eRide Pro, you just get the dots. From above, you can see the eRide Pro battery is a little bit bigger than the Surron battery. Super nice. On the Surron, it's vertical. So these wires get pressed down over time and exposed right here. It's dangerous. This is such an elegant solution to that problem, and then it just yoink. Looks like the same breaker as the Surron, but because this is 72 volts, you're actually going to want to use that. Anytime you plug or unplug this connector, you should turn that breaker off. It actually tells you that right here, but we already knew that. I don't think this battery could get any more snug, but still plenty of space to reach in and hit the breaker. Oh, there we go. It's like they went out of their way for this battery to just be as snug as it could possibly be in there. Pretty neat charger. It's got a handle on it, which is both useful and useless at the same time. It's got these wall mounts, so you could just bolt it to your wall. And this is charging at 10 amps, which is not that slow. This is pretty sick. Here we go. This is the Surron X. It's the gold standard of e-bikes. Come on. We got the Talaria Sting R. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, more powerful than the Surron. And then we got the all-new eRide Pro SS. The lab coat's on. That means we're getting scientific. Let's start with a full throttle pin. Wait, that wasn't even close. Holy shit. Okay, so get this. Prices. The Surron is actually not the cheapest anymore. Somehow the Talaria Sting R is currently the cheapest at $4,500, followed by the Surron at $4,600, and then the eRide Pro SS being the most expensive at $4,900. Now, keeping that in mind, the Surron has the smallest battery at 60 volts, 32 amp hours, followed by the Talaria Sting R with a slightly larger battery at 60 volts, 43 amp hours, and then the eRide Pro SS in its own class at 72 volts, 40 amp hours. That means this bike's battery is more powerful and has more capacity than the Surron or Talaria batteries. Just to stress the difference between these batteries, if you wanted to upgrade a Surron with a battery that has the same specs as the Pro SS battery, it would cost you $2,500 to make that battery upgrade. And this bike just comes with it out of the box. Without any upgrades, the Surron X top speed is 45 miles per hour. The Talaria Sting R top speed is 53 miles per hour. And the eRide Pro SS tops out at 60. If you upgraded your Surron to get a 60 mile per hour top speed, you'd be up there in the $2,500 to $3,000 territory just to make that upgrade from 45 miles an hour to 60 miles an hour. And you don't have to upgrade this bike. It comes like that out of the box. So when you're looking at a $300 price difference between the Pro SS and the Surron, or a $400 price difference between the Talaria Sting R and the Pro SS, keep in mind that the battery alone is equivalent to about a $2,500 upgrade on the Surron or Talaria, and you're getting it right out of the box. I don't want to sound too salesy. I really don't have anything invested in this, but that's a deal. Jim just got here. Let's see what he thinks.
Out of the box.
Out of the box.
You haven't ridden yet.
No, the tires still have.
How do you do that? How do you not ride?
I'm a professional, man. I got the lab coat on. I gotta save the first impression. Here we go. First ride on the new eRide Pro SS. We got Jim on the Surron. So there's a couple controls I want to show you before we go. Sport eco horn. That's loud. Turbo button, so that puts you in turbo. That gives you full power. And then this switch is actually for your regen, and I think this is a great design. So you can go from no regen, half regen, full regen. So that's how much the bike slows down when you let off the throttle. I like that. We're just gonna start off in sport and make our way to a dirt track. Let's get it. Here we go. Let's turn on this turbo button. All right, we're in turbo. Full throttle. This is fast. Okay, so now then the turbo turns off. Oh, I wish the turbo kept going. Oh, that's powerful when it's in the turbo. Oh, my front brake just went out. My front brake just went out. How did that happen? No, that was my fault. Oh no. I let the front brake rub up against the tire and it just bled out on me. So I only have a rear brake now. I knew that was gonna happen. That's user error. That's my bad. Damn. Yep. This thing's fast, dude. When you put it in turbo mode, it feels like you put 3 grand into a Surron. Oh, shit. That's what it feels like. Bro. Well, for only like 10 seconds, then it stops. I wish it just kept going. I know. I feel like with the new controller, you could just have it always be turbo. So the regen, I turned it all the way to the max. It's not very strong. The regen's hardly noticeable. Yeah, it's way faster than a Surron. You don't even have to press the turbo button. So I had this dilemma with the Apollo from last week, because it also has a turbo button which unlocks your full power for only a limited amount of time, like 15 seconds. And in the street, I don't like that. You kind of want to have all your power all the time. 50 miles an hour is plenty when you're in the dirt. You only need that extra boost sometimes, and when you do need it, you press that button. So that's sort of in place of having a gear system. Most dirt bikes would have, you know, 5 or 6 gears. This doesn't have any gears. So being able to have that turbo button is basically giving you some more selection between power modes. That being said, I haven't even gotten off-road yet, and I already know that the placement of this turbo button is bad. I mean, it's right there where your thumb is, but it's right next to the horn. I feel like it should be a big red button that you like, boom. Okay, quick wheelie test. Rear brake's locked in. Oh my god. Okay, you can really tell a lot about the power, the throttle curve when you're wheeling it. Super smooth throttle. Good wheelie. I wouldn't even want to turn it into turbo mode for a wheelie. That felt like plenty. And that was way easier to pop than on a stock Surron. There's so much more power to pop on this bike. Here we go. Now we're in the dirt. Okay, I gotta remember I don't have a front brake. I can feel the regen though. I take it back. You can feel some regen. Wow! Turbo mode! Whoa! Oh, I gotta slow down. I gotta slow down. I can't see around these turns at all. Oh, 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 oh. Wow, this is awesome. This doesn't need any upgrades. It just needs a front brake, which it had if it wasn't my fault breaking it. Like you can't do this on a dirt bike. Just leaving from your garage, crossing trails. Oh, here we're gonna go really slow because of the hikers. No, don't let them sniff us.
This is Akbash from Turkey.
Whoa! This thing wheelies uphill. My biggest complaint is definitely the placement of the turbo button. Whoa, look how steep this is. You see that? You see that? The Surron gonna get up. This thing had no problem. This thing doesn't need any upgrading. It doesn't need anything. This is so impressive. Oh. Wow! Look at that. That's Jim. Does it get any better than that? Come on. Whoa. Oh, these are sharp. Oh my God. Whoa, that's like a cactus. This suspension is definitely stiffer than the Surron. The Surron's cushier. Maybe I haven't adjusted this correctly, but just fresh out of the box, the Surron is like pretty bouncy, which I think is nice, but I actually do believe when you're doing more intense off-roading, you want stiffer suspensions. You're not bottoming out on everything. Watch this hill climb. This is steep. Turbo, here we go. Off track, just so I can pass him.
Takeover right at the end.
Just at the end, just at the end. Dude! Oh shit! Oh my God. This is groundbreaking. This is the best bike. This is the best bike out of the box. There's like no way around it. Here, give it. Oh my God, this is full throttle on this Surron. It feels so slow. I know I've been bashing the Surron. Well, I haven't been bashing it. I think I've been pretty fair, but the Surrons, I got nothing but respect for Surron. They came out with this bike in 2017. It's now almost 2024, and we're just barely making bikes that are better. Although, barely is an understatement. The Uri Pro smokes the Surron. I'm just gonna say it. I'm full throttle in sport mode right now. I don't know anyone who's owned a Surron and hasn't upgraded the power within 4 to 6 months, including myself. Like, it's super fun out of the box, 45 miles an hour. This, just like the bike I'm riding right now. But you ride it, you have a lot of fun on it, and there gets a point where you need more power. And then people spend at least $3,000 upgrading the power of their Surron, like I did. And then it's super fun, right? It's almost overkill. You're melting your motor. Here he goes with no front brake. You got it, Jim. You got it, Jim. That was smooth. It's a great bike. It's like one of the best bikes you could ever buy. But I'm excited that Jim's here. I want to get back on the Pro SS. It's night and day getting back on this bike. This makes the sport mode on the Surron feel like eco mode. Oh, it pops so easy. Oh. It's powerful, it's powerful. Oh, it pops so nice. Super smooth, come on. Just feathering the throttle because it's so much power. Look, he's full throttle. It's not even close with the Surron. As of right now, this is the best bike you can buy out of the box, period. Even though it's $300 more than the Surron, you get $3,000 more in performance, quite literally. It would cost $3,000 to upgrade a Surron to go 60 miles an hour. Unless you did like some bypassed stock Surron battery and you took some and you cut some corners safety wise. To do it legit, it costs thousands of dollars. So again, not to sound too salesy, but this thing's a bargain and it's fun as f***. The battery connector design, the riser bars, the display, the turbo button, the adjustable regen. I couldn't be happier with this. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hasta luego.